Repair bay. B6. To the right. Down. Man, he really tried to kill everybody. There's an auto injector on to the right. It's not worth the ammo. Stay down. Cool. There's a key somewhere that I can grab. That might be it. One more dark room that we don't have, and that's probably the auto... Nope. How about down here? Okay, the protection. Or the protector's office. It's down on B7. What's that? Oh, it was a repair pouch the entire time. Too bad we have no off. Yep, we have no, space. Did not mean to incur the wrath of you. 7. Get down. That was ammunition. Whoops. No space for 10mm ammo. Oh, I did not see you, honey. Come on. For the island key. Hunter's key. So there's 2 keys that we can use. See if this will work. Well, that was sufficiently used. That opened up a slot so I can grab the key. But just the key, apparently. We can probably come back for the 10mm. How much is this worth, anyways? Just one? Or the whole box? We do have stimulants at the top, but what if we need it? Is a good question for later. Okay, grab whatever this is. A workshop key, okay. Workshop is on the bottom floor at the bottom. Bet. Let's check 6 real quick before I do anything. Workshop hallway. Okay, so it's on 6. Okay, we just need to go up one. Well, I wasn't looking at you. Nope, not yet. A small radio broadcasting unit. It's set up to frequency. Broadcast the tape stacks input on the frequency 142. I need a cassette. Well, not what I wanted to do, but okay. Replica Known Issue Part 2. Previous experience with the replica models have given us insight into irregularities in their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitivity matter or nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Despite their normally laid-back demeanor, stars have a strong internal hierarchy, which is important to take into consideration when promoting units to the officers. Not promoting a respected unit or promoting a unit low in status can lead to friction within dorms. Stars will occasionally develop in-group rules involving physical punishments. It is recommended to allow some officers to own military weapons as fetish objects to stabilize their persona. Storage units initially have a short temper. Training them to impatience early after development or deployment is key. As their neural pattern is less stable than other models, failing to do so may yield an extremely volatile personality, prone to cruelty and violence. A common strategy is pairing them closely with an older star unit. Storage persona stabilizers by showering or bathing. Books on history or mythology work well as fetish objects. Okay, so let's get this straight. We can't do anything with this. Even though we have the key. So we need to find an object related to this. And we've been everywhere. Except the office, which I expected to be closed. We can probably go to B8 and then head south. Oh, well, interesting. Boy, do I love. Can I go further down? I can't. Okay, so we're right next to the pillar office. Bulk, Generation 6 high-tech bioresonance combat units, or command unit. I'm not dealing with you guys. I don't know how much longer I can go on. I do not want to live anymore as what I have become. The red eye beyond the gate showed me. No, touched me, poised me. It feels like my mind has been contaminated, defiled by another person's memory. I'm no longer fully myself anymore. But I've not become fully someone else either. I'm stuck here between her and me, with half-formed dreams and recollections penetrating my brain and tainting my every action. Who is she? Who is that white-haired girl? Why do I long to see her again? Why would she curse me like this? I have been fashioned to look like an owl. There are small holes at the top, looking like a speaker or a microphone. The only way to wake her up is the frequency of 142. And this spray plus is still here. Since I already have auto injectors, you can use that. Grab this. 2 of them. Nice. I will need this. I like this. It shines pretty brightly on a lot of objects. Alright, we're gonna do this last second. Okay. Owl key. The Yole unit. Generation 4 low-class general purpose biomechanical with polyethylene shell. Euler units are the backbone of Usian national workforce. These elegant multi-purpose worker units are suited for all kinds of domestic tasks like cleaning, cooking. What? And simple medical and office work. Yules are highly social and get along well with every other, as well as most other replica models. While unfit for combat, their lightweight frames make them a prime choice for distant facilities where supplies are limited. I hate you. I hate you all. But if you were the best of the best, you wouldn't like the game anymore. Considering she's using everything. Okay, well, we're gonna store about 6. That way we can pick up some more ammo. I'm gonna store all the ammo shit. And we got... Ooh, let's switch out the sprays. And this will open up a spot for us. Top. Ow. Here we are. Disposable prod first. Let's inspect this. A portable audio tape player with a knife embedded in the speaker. So she came over and basically prodded it. A tall mirror stands in the corner of the room. Except no. Oh, there's slight reflection. Yay! A reflection. I look good. I look real good. All right, be all serious. Okay, that works. Next, we need to go to the music room and figure all that out. Get disposable. Hopefully that'll work. Now we just need to go into Adler's room. There we are! Finally! You've done well. You've done really well. She's not dead. She wishes she could be. Alright. Turn it off. Sup, Dad? Hummingbird. And finally, the eagle key. Colibri's note. Keep an eye on Adler. He's hiding something from us. There was nothing in his diary, but when I probed his mind, there were memories of an LSTR unit working in Sriprinsky. There's no record of that model of replica ever being deployed here. An order for a single unit for some survey work in the mine was briefly considered, but no new orders were made due to the commander's sickness. Yeah, we already knew. We already know he's a bad guy. Colibri. A Yule and an Aura. Replica Known Issues Part 1. Previous experience with these replica models have given us insight into irregularities with their behavior that stem from the original neural patterns used for these units. Due to the sensitive nature of this information, this document should be destroyed after reading. Yules tend to form large groups and like to sing and dance. As the original neural patterns for this unit was a ballet dancer, persona degradation can be easily prevented in this unit by making sure that they have access to music through tape players and musical instruments. Always place at least one mirror in Yule dorms, as they have a strong urge to check their own appearance at regular intervals. Yule persona stabilizes by keeping a tidy appearance and through regular social interactions. Yules will often organize in groups of roughly 10 units and give each other themed nicknames. Even though they may seem like quiet simpletons, do not underestimate Auras. While they may not show it, they judge those who are rude or unkind harshly, and will quietly share this judgment with their entire cadre. Auras get along best with Yules, who tend to be patient and friendly, and have a talent for reading Auras' expressions or expressionless faces. In many facilities, Auras will construct service tunnels accessible only to them. Often under floors and in walls, unstable units may retreat into these tunnels. It is not recommended to attempt to retrieve them. Aura personals or personas can be best stabilized by allowing them access to plants to take care of. Ideally, colorful flowers or trees. So, which is why we saw him with plants earlier underneath, or her with plants earlier underneath that. and she had a nice hat. So, yeah, neat. Still alive. Jesus Christ. I highly doubt it's on that high of a frequency. It's not on that high of a frequency. Okay. I hate that because it hurts the crap out of my ears. Postbox key. We still need to use the eagle key, but... this will bring us to the top to see what's in that post box. Alright. That's the last thing we need. That post box is going to be at the very top, which is where we're headed now. Eagle key is required in one of these. Hopefully nothing important. There's a hole in the front of this box. It looks like something is missing from the mechanism. Alright. I have been fascinated by the peculiar piece of furniture I discovered in storage. A strange box with a removable dial in the front that is confiscated from a worker some time ago. I was instantly drawn to it, though I'm not sure why. When I put my ear on the mechanism, I can hear it faintly clicking like a clock. Without Calibri's help, it has become much harder to coordinate logisticate. If there is anything good to say about that woman, it is how she knows how to make others respect her orders, despite her minuscule stature. I went to see her today, but her room is still locked. I had a dream tonight, another memory of a Gestalt life, I believe. I was wearing my uniform. There was a young woman, her hair white as snow, and I was conducting some sort of test. I had a deck of cards with astronomical symbols on them, and asked her to guess the planet on the card I was holding. I was playing with the mechanical block box again, of which I am now sure is some kind of astronomical calendar, when I suddenly remembered a conversation I had with another replica when I was inspecting the mining site. However, it was clearly a model I have never seen before, some type of engineer with an orange chess piece. In my memory, she was just another member of our staff, but no such replica was ever stationed on Siprinsky. Replica memory is not the most reliable, they say, but never before have I experienced such a strange phenomenon. The little stigma of that box could only distract me from the chaos around me for so long. All the box contained was a small notebook, of which all pages turned out to be blank. It has been miserable since our beloved commander has fallen ill. I long for her stern guidance, that overwhelming authority in which she bathes a room. More sick, making my work ever harder. How are we meant to shoulder this workload with no reinforcement? My only consolation is that our protector staff decreases, so does the workforce we oversee. While more and more replicas end up in the hospital wing, Gestalt workers seem to succumb much too fast for any attempts at treatment. Another diary filled, for no benefit but my own satisfaction. I've not ordered a new one yet, since I spent my saved ration marks on that marvelous-looking fountain pen. But I guess I'll make use of that notebook. Well, he definitely is making use of the notebook. But I feel like he probably put something else in that book, or in this, safe, if you will. Now, to open that safe, I'm assuming that it's going to be in this strongbox. Or rather, this mailbox. 1, 2, 3. Open. Did I get the wrong room? I did. One more. Okay, open this. Oh, Jesus. Another adventure, as they say. And is it the library to the south on the bottom floor? It is. Okay. To the south we go. It's another replica. Mina and Adler. Previous experience with replica models have given us insight into regular early behavior stemmed from the original neutron, yada yada yada. This natural or neural pattern is extremely stable. Little has to be done with the Myrna's happy. Little has to be done to keep Myrna happy. They get along well with most other models, thanks to their sometimes submissive, sometimes motherly personality. Unlike other models, diary keeping is not mandatory for personal or persona stabilization. Small stuffed animals may be given as fetish objects, though those resemble cats should be avoided, as they might cause resurfacing Gestalt memories. Adler units work best when left alone. They do not mix well with their own type. They will usually become very emotional dependent on their commander. Adler is very susceptible to bioresonating or bioresonant suggestion, making them fairly easy to control. However, they become bored very easily and may need new fetish objects at regular intervals for stabilization. So he definitely got his thing. There's an object detected. Okay. Up. Up, left, down, right? No. Left, down, right, down, right, down, right, up, right, up. It's a dial. Colibri. Previous experience with the replica model has given us insight into irregularities in their behavior, yada yada yada. Great care should be given to Colibris. Their neural patterns are very unstable, and their bioresonance module makes them very susceptible to influence from others. Like the most bioresonant individuals, Colibris will often subconsciously create an emotional feedback loop, imitating and then broadcasting the emotions of those around them, acting as sort of an amplifier. While they are trained to recognize and disengage with this behavior, already unstable units can sometimes spiral into personal or post-neural degradation. Due to the bioresonance connection, neural pattern development Colibris varies less than in other models. The constant exchange of memories and emotions between units of a cadre acts as a safety net that buffers extreme emotions. However, once a majority of units in the cadre degrade, they will drag remaining unit down with them. Because of this, it is important to decommission Colibri units instantly when they become or begin to degrade. For persona stabilization, Colibri should have access to well-stocked library. This is a Colibri. Who are you? You're not one of our staff. The others, they've changed. We no longer sing in unison. I used to be able to see into their minds. We were as one. Together, we guided them all, but now I can't understand their thoughts anymore. I've never been so alone before. They're still together, and I am here. Outside, they won't let me in. I cannot stand their song anymore. This is the only place where I don't have to hear them. This is the only place I'm safe. I can't go on like this. I wish I'd become like the others too. At least then, I wouldn't be alone. I hate this. Okay, so that's going to be your dialogue from this point on. Yes, just in case. Because we will come into contact with something along the astrolabe. So, the Astron is either in the brief Star Dorm. Absolutely the Star Dorm. So we need to go south. Or down. And then south. Oh, wait. Up and then south? Okay, up and down south. Okay. Cool. Yeah, there's something on that. I thought we were in the astral room. I may be lost. Briefing room, maybe? Okay, it was the briefing room. Oh, it's the dial! For Adler's room! Bland painting. That's not gonna be it. On 6, maybe? Nope. Okay, so, the last piece of the puzzle. We just need to go completely north. Nothing should be alive right now. One or two may wake up. Administration. Oh, no, Eagle Room. Eagle Room is on the, right. It's Eagle. I like this. Okay. We were just there, weren't we? There's only a set combination here. But we're not going to sit here and waste time. We're going to go look at it real quick. Okay, with the star at top, which is where we're at. Right, bottom left. Okay. With the star at the top. Huh. I assumed it was these two. It has to have something to do with that. With the star at the top. It looks like this. Unless I'm missing something. This is gonna take on forever. Whoops. So I figured it out. The star was basically the planet. Then it went like this. Well, at least I figured it out. The administration key that gets me down to the bottom. I started yet another new diary. How time flies. The work is dull. Holy crap, this is gonna take forever to read. Okay. Dull and monotonous as ever in Spinsky, but a bright light illuminates my day. Today I was invited to a meeting by Commander Falk, and she was as magnificent as ever. Another day passes. During my meeting with the commander today, I felt the strangest sensation of familiarity as I sat with her. Sadly, our meeting was interrupted by an unexpected power outage. I've been feeling strangely paranoid these days. Strangely paranoid. Never before have I felt so strongly the sensation of deja vu as I have these past few days. When I checked the pages of my diary today, I noticed that for some inexplicable reason, I seem to have dated my previous entries with today's date. What an embarrassing mistake. Every day feels a bit like I've lived it before. Even stranger is the sensation that something is somehow just slightly out of place. Why is my diary filled with entries I cannot recall writing? Why are they all dated to today? Has the loss of my beloved commander finally gotten to my mind? Am I going insane? I fear that what will happen to me if anyone finds out. I am alone in this. If they discover my notes, I'll be decommissioned too. Something is wrong. I can feel it. Is this really madness? When I read my pages of my diary, I recall events that never happened. A yesterday that never was, yet it feels as real as the one I actually experienced. This cannot merely be defected of my mind. It feels as though in this room I peer into another version of reality. However, how? I do not know. Perhaps I, too, have become sick like the others, without realizing. But I will not succumb. A slow accumulation of reproduction errors. A gradual corruption of information. A story misremembered, slowly morphing with each retelling. Like genetic material, mutating and evolving like the replica mind. Copied over and over from an aging template. I do not know, but I will find out. The answer lies below. I can feel it. Someone or something calls to me from there. In the mind. Adler, you're one crazy baz. So bah. Okay. Let's do this.